Wholesale Sharks is live from the Dispo Sharks studio. My name is Annette. I am the relationship manager here. And today we have another episode here in the Dispo Sharks studio, an incredible guest. He is a fix and flipper, an investor, and an amazing father. Today we have Tino Luna. What's going on?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. First off, thank you so much for your patience and coming in today. You are our first podcast of the day, so it couldn't be any better.
I love it. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Welcome. I want to give you this opportunity to kind of tell our viewers and everybody on our Facebook Live page a little bit about who you are. Like I said, you're an investor, you're a fix and flipper, and you're a father and husband. So you kind of have a lot of hats.
Do a little bit of everything. So my name's Tino Luna. Like Annette was saying, I am a fix and flipper. We do wholesaling. We do creative finance. We do a little bit of everything. And then the biggest, my biggest pride, I guess, is being a dad and being a husband. And so, that's me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you only doing real estate in Arizona? Are you from here?
So no, I'm originally from Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
So I was born and raised in LA, moved to Arizona when I was 16.
Okay, cool.
So I went to school actually out in Surprise for a couple of years.
Right.
Moved to Kansas City, played college baseball, was there for 5 years, tried to do the pro baseball thing, wasn't good enough, got cut, and then moved back and became a nurse.
Nice. And how long were you a nurse for?
5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had my nursing degree. I actually didn't even want to be a nurse. My parents, love my parents. They're amazing people, but they just they push the education thing, get an education, get a good job, get a steady income. And so, I went and got a nursing degree. And then after 5 years, I was like, man, I don't like what I'm doing. I love helping people, but I just never loved the idea of working for somebody.
Right.
And so, in college, I actually did a little bit of network marketing, and that opened my eyes to entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And so I had always been looking for something to do, and I tried crypto. I lost my ass on crypto.
That is so complex. I feel like it's a whole other world that I have no idea.
No, I don't understand numbers like that.
Yeah.
And so sitting in front of a ticker all day and it just
analyzing things.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me either.
I'm just somebody tell me where to put money and I'll put money in and hopefully it makes money, right? But and then I ran into an ad, Cody Sperber's ad. And it was wholesaling, and I was like, this sounds kind of weird. This doesn't even sound real. And then I ended up buying his course and just the basic course, and then ended up getting into it, door knocking for a while, worked for a couple people, and then 2 years ago went out on my own.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So when did this journey first start? When you had initially saw that ad of Cody Sperber's wholesaling thing?
That was in August of 2018.
Nice. Okay, so you kind of been in the game for quite some time.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you said you were on a few teams before you kind of went solo.
I was.
What was your position like? Did you do an internship? What was it that you were doing?
The first couple of people that I worked for, I was just acquisition guy.
Nice.
Door knocked, did some cold calling. I actually went 18 months without getting a deal.
Oh my God, that's a long time.
I know. And I just kept I don't know if it was I'm stubborn or whatever, but I just kept going and just kept trying. And eventually I connected with Pace.
Yeah.
Worked with him. It was just him and Cody at the time, and Anna. They brought me on. I was the head acquisition guy there. And then, connecting with him was a game changer because he was crushing it already. And learned everything about sales from him. He's an amazing guy. And then, everything from there was just kind of the rest of the story is there. He taught me everything about sales, and that was my first deal. And from there, just kind of compounded.
So then your first deal was with Pace and that team.
Yeah.
But you said that it took you 18 months to get your first initial deal. How were you essentially surviving and providing and getting through? Did you have another side hustle?
No. So I kept my nursing job.
Oh, okay.
And the nice thing about nursing was, I only worked three days a week.
Yeah.
So it was 3/12s. On my 4 days off, I would grind, call, knock doors. And it's funny, I look at some of my stories because I've been posting about myself, putting it out there that I was doing real estate since the beginning. And I look at my story and I'm cold calling. My wife's driving and we're going to an event, and I'm connected to my cellular plan or whatever on my laptop, and I'm cold calling. So like on all of my days off, I was always just trying to make something happen. And so, but yeah, the nursing kept bread on the table.
Yeah. Cause I mean, that's quite some time.
Yeah.
What kept you motivated like during those 18 months? Because I mean, naturally anybody would feel discouraged after even just maybe a few weeks of not seeing any sort of results. 18 months is a long time. Yeah. So like what lit that fire like to keep you going?
I think because I had a family and like I knew that I always wanted something else. I wanted something extra. And so like I had tried a bunch of different things, failed at a bunch of different businesses. And I was like, okay, real estate's not hard. I know that the pudding is there, like as long as I put the work in.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is like my do or die. So I might as well just keep going. And then that's one thing I like will preach to people is like, if you just keep going and you just keep doing it, at some point you'll find out what the recipe is. And for me, it was just hard work. And so, yeah, that's why I kept going. I was like, it's either I win at this or I keep trying until I fucking die.
Hey, keeping it real, right? It's like you knew that this is what you wanted to do and you were going to do whatever it took to accomplish that goal. Yeah. That's incredible. I mean, so what was the feeling like? And do you remember that moment when you got that first deal? Yeah.
So the crazy thing is in the 18 months, I had actually contracted some deals and then they fell apart. And so naturally, that was the hard part is like I would contract a deal and I'd go home to my wife and I'd be like, this is going to be the fucking deal.
Oh my, and then you hype it up and you're like, oh my God, I've done that so many times.
And then it falls apart or whatever happens. And so like, I didn't actually tell my wife when I got the deal. I was like, I'm not going to say anything.
You didn't tell her?
No, I was like, I'm just going to show up with a check. And then, so, but when I got that first check, I was like, shit, here's proof of concept. And then like that sparked an even more intense fire of like, okay, let me just keep doing this. Yeah. And so, I just kind of went ham after that.
That's incredible. So what was your family support? I mean, did they have your back the whole time? Because I could imagine, putting in so much grind, so much hustle day and night and it taking so long. I mean, I feel like naturally us as humans will get frustrated or be like, it doesn't work. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. No. So my parents are very old school. I love my parents. We come from very humble beginnings in LA. And so like they kept us away from, the ghetto. Like they did everything they could to set us up to succeed. And I appreciate that for them for that.
Shout out your parents.
Yeah, for real. But they were kind of like, okay, why are you still doing this? Yeah. My dad would like, not give me shit, but like, he kind of was like, dude, why are you still doing that? Like, you're not making money. But that was just them trying to like protect their son. Like they felt like I was wasting time. Right. And my wife has always been super supportive. I think sometimes she thinks I'm crazy because I had like these big dreams. I'm like, we're going to fucking make it. I promise. Like, we're going to do it. And so like, it was kind of hard when I would contract something and then it would fall out. And then it was like,
well, it kind of hurts.
Yes, big time. And like, I just didn't want her to lose faith in me and she never did. I get emotional talking about it, but
I mean, I'm getting emotional too because I just know like, I'm fairly new in the entrepreneurial space as well. So having that support means everything, right? Yeah. And it's like to know that somebody really has your back. I mean, it's everything in this space.
Yeah. Yeah. She was amazing. And shout out to my wife.
Shout out your wife. What's her name, by the way?
Amber. Yeah. So she's always been super supportive and whether she just like kind of kept not ignoring it, but kind of just like, okay. Like I kept telling her like, we're going to make it. And she was like, okay.
She's all,
yeah, like go babe. And, but she was amazing. Like I have a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old. And so she, I would be out there on Saturdays knocking doors or calling and we'd be in my in-laws and like, they would be doing stuff and having like family parties. And I would be like, yo, I have to go call. So I would go upstairs and like lock myself in the room and call for like 4 hours. And so she's always been very understanding of like, hey, this is Tino's dream and I'm going to support him and whatever I have to do to make it happen, then that's what we got to do.
And kind of like, this is what it takes. Yeah. So that's awesome. So let's hear a little bit about your business now. You've started since 2018. Where are you at now in this space? What is it that you focus on and what are you dominating in?
Our business now is very lean. I was just telling Ramon, it's Nick and I. So Nick is my partner.
Shout out Nick. Yeah. He's really cool.
Yeah, he's a homie. Mm-hmm. And Nick and I started at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
For the same person, knocking doors for the same person.
Oh, no way.
And then we've been through all of it together. But so it's Nick and I partners, and then we have 4 cold callers in Mexico, and then 1 acquisition guy in Mexico as well that handles all the Podio. And then we have 1 full-time door knocker, and I just brought on a 2nd. So we're super lean, but I would say the area that we dominate in is door knocking.
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit about that offset.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. So for people that don't know, what is door knocking, and like, how are you dominating, and what do you do so well in that space?
So a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people door knock, but they go out and they knock pre-foreclosures, or they go blanket a whole neighborhood, right, of like driving for dollars, looking for distressed properties. What we do differently is like we dig in deep. Like we don't go super wide and we don't blanket the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
We hit the pre-foreclosures, we hit the sheriff's sales, we hit the HOA, Liz pendants, liens, stuff like that. But we just go super deep. So like if we go knock the door, we go back the next day and the next day and the next day. And then if we can't get a hold of the actual owner, we go into like family ties, connections, people that can lead us to the decision maker.
Right.
And we just keep hammering until we get a hold of somebody. I think that's my superpower. Our superpower is just, we're fucking relentless. Like we just keep coming, Yeah.
I mean, it's no joke. And like, having like boots on the ground and actually doing that work is extremely tiring and emotional. We were talking about that earlier too. It's like, it requires a lot of energy.
It does.
It's so much different than just picking up a phone and doing something virtual. It's like you're face to face with these people, with these actual other humans, and making these connections and like getting them under contract.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It's a lot of work. And shout out Kevin. I don't know if Kevin's watching this, but he's our main door knocker.
Oh, nice.
He's been with us. He's only been with us a month, and he's picked up 3 deals. And
in a 1 month?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Under contract, everything?
Yeah, under contract, everything. And he's amazing. Like it's funny because like we knew each other in high school. We knew each other my junior year of high school.
Yeah.
And then
so you go way back.
Yeah, we go way back. And he reached out and was like, "Hey, dude, I want to do something extra." And so I'm glad we took a chance on him. Like he's a hard worker.
Yeah.
And we give him doors to knock, and he has a full-time job too. So he starts knocking at 2. And yesterday he got a deal actually. This is a cool story. So like I know I'm on the right track with him, or he's the right person to have in the organization, because yesterday he started knocking at 2.
Yeah.
He got a deal at 4.
So within 2-hour time span.
Yeah. So he calls us, like right now he's still learning sales. So he basically gets in front of the seller, puts him on the phone, or we show up to the door and we kind of close it and show him the process.
No freaking way.
Yeah. But the cool thing is he got a deal at 4, and then I expected him, like I gave him 5 doors to knock, and I expected him after getting a deal, like typical salesperson just goes home and they're like, okay, I got a deal.
Yeah.
I got a call from him at 8 o'clock. He's like, "Hey, I'm pulling up at the last house. Do you think I should still knock it? Like it's dark outside." And I'm like, this fucking guy is still out at 8 o'clock.
You're like eating dinner, like getting ready for bed. He's still out.
Yeah. So it was super exciting to see. And that just tells me that like my energy's right. Nick's energy's right. Like we are doing the right things to attract the right people into the organization.
I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
And good luck to him. And I'm sure that he's going to do great. Like we always talk about this too, is like finding your right tribe and people that you click with will really accelerate like the business.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's how it's going for you. So I couldn't be more happy. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I want to talk a little bit about like your thoughts on social media, because we were talking a little bit about like content and everything like that. What is your thoughts on social media? How do you think that it influences us as entrepreneurs, or specifically like in the real estate space?
Yeah. So I think social media is everything.
Okay. Because we get different opinions on it all the time.
Yeah. I think if you do it properly. So like there are people out there that put out content that may or may not be doing the things that they say they're doing. But I think if you're doing it authentically and you're just showing that your journey, I think it's an amazing tool to recruit a lot of things. So like when I started flipping houses last year, I started posting, "Hey, I'm walking through this flip." And then all of a sudden people that I didn't even know had money were like, "Hey, I want to get into real estate, but I don't know what to do. I have 40, 50, 60 grand set aside. Can I invest it with you into your projects?" So like I raised private capital that way. So I think if you do social media properly, it's a big tool and it creates business opportunities.
That's incredible. Yeah, for sure. I think that, like you said, it's a tool. And for me, I know like when you switch your mindset from using it just as entertainment to a tool, it has such an advantage to the business.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
And the biggest thing is just show what you do. Like we were talking about offset. Like I just show my day to day, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
But I just try to be as authentic as I can with it, and it attracts the right people.
Right. Well, you're keeping it real, right? It's like not every single day you're closing 1,000 deals, making $1 million. Like sometimes shit goes south, and you show that. So I think that's really cool because not a lot of people do that.
Yeah. Like last week, I mean, I don't know if you saw the story, but we lost a pretty big deal.
Did you?
Shout out to Jack Iman. He helped us kind of save it on the back end. Yeah, we lost like a $90,000 deal. It was pretty much already assigned, and we couldn't stop it from foreclosure. And so, yeah, I mean, like you got to show that. And I will say this, a lot of people, real estate and wholesaling specifically is an easy business.
Yeah.
It's a simple business. Actually, let me rephrase that. It's a simple business. It's not easy. I think it's hard. I think you're going to get a lot of rejection. You're going to hear no more than you're going to hear yes. And a lot of people don't paint that picture. They just think, oh yeah, I'm going to start wholesaling. In the first month, I'm going to get these fat ass deals and I'm going to make tons of money. And
that's what like social media really pictures it to be, right? Because I remember when I first heard about like wholesale, it almost seems to be too good to be true.
It is.
Type of thing. It's like, oh, you get something locked up, or you go talk to somebody, you get something locked up, and then you make like $50,000 assignment fee.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah.
It's a simple business. Like you do just talk to people, right? You lock it up and then you sell it to somebody. But a lot of people make it seem easy, and it's not. It's a pretty tough business. Like it's a lot of, I always equate it to like flipping a deck of cards, right? So like there's 4 aces in a deck of cards. If I were to tell you every ace that you find is 10 grand, would you flip through that deck as quickly as possible, or would you get mad at every other card that you find that's not an ace?
I would flip as fast as I can.
Fast as you can. So it's the same thing with like cold calling or knocking doors. Like you're gonna hear no all day.
Right.
But that one yes is gonna be worth quite a bit of money. Yeah. So just go do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So
what is some advice or something that you could give to our viewers? Because a lot of people that, are watching and follow our page, Dispo Sharks, Wholesale Sharks, a lot of them are people that are not in the industry, that they're super inspired, love the story, love like the vision, right? But they don't know where to start or what to do. What is some advice that you could give to those type of people that like are still probably at their 9 to 5, they're miserable, they don't know what to do, they like the whole idea of wholesale?
Yeah, I would say connect with a bigger boat. Like Templeton's one of my good friends, and I look up to him like as a mentor. And I love his lifestyle. That's the lifestyle I want to live. Like I want money for my family, but he says tied to a bigger boat. So like if you're new and you don't know what's going on, go find somebody in your market, whether it's Phoenix or wherever, that's doing deals, that's really doing deals, and work for them for a little while. That's one mistake I made, which I think took me so long to get my first deal, is like I went and tied to people that were just starting, that didn't really know exactly what they were doing. They had some success as an acquisition person, but then they went to start a business and they just weren't a full-fledged business yet. And then when I connected with Pace, boom, instantly.
Which had like something established.
Yeah, like the first 4 days I was with him, that's when I got my first contract. So go title.
The first 4 days?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
I locked it up, and then I think it took 45 days to close, but still, like when you tie with somebody that's actually doing deals and knows what the hell they're talking about, it cuts your learning curve dramatically.
Yeah.
Either that or pay a mentor. I didn't have the money to pay a mentor, so like I went and worked for people for free.
Yeah.
But that's my biggest advice, is like tie to somebody that's doing deals, that's really doing deals. And don't be afraid to fail forward. Like a lot of people are afraid to fail, and this is a game of failure. Like you're going to hear no more than you hear yes.
Right.
So just go do it. Like
be consistent.
The quicker you can do it, like get the reps out of the way, the quicker you're going to succeed.
Yeah. 100%. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Tina, I wanted to ask, so in a day-to-day of an entrepreneur, we kind of have like the freedom to do whatever we want. We're not really clocking into like a typical 9 to 5. Yeah. So what does your day look like usually from when you wake up to when you call it quits?
Yeah. So typically I try and wake up early. I'm usually up between like 5 and 6. And then I have changed my routine recently. So I used to try and get like my learning and stuff out of the way in the morning.
Learning as in like
reading the books and like YouTube University, like trying to absorb more information. So I would do that before my work day. But I told you I have ADHD. So like in the morning, I have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So now I wake up and I get straight to work. So I like plan my day, look at, okay, what's in escrow? What do we need to follow up with?
Yeah.
Who on the team do I need to talk to and have like a chat with? And then from there, I just get straight to work. And I work like money hours are from 9 to 5. So like 9 to 5, I'm cranking as much as I can. Then after that, I typically go to the gym and work off all the stress that I had during the day.
I love the gym, man.
Yeah.
Like I would not be able to go a day without it.
I go crazy when I don't go to the gym.
I agree. I'm the same freaking way. I'm like, it just releases like the entire tension of the day, or just like gives me like like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I don't know how some people don't have that like relationship with the gym.
Everybody has different relationships with like my wife, God bless her soul. She hates the gym.
Does she really?
Yeah, she does. But like it works for her.
Yeah.
Like she has a different way to like release the stress.
Right.
You know?
Like decompress.
But for me, like I have to go to the gym. It keeps me sane more than anything.
100% same. Get it.
And so then I go to the gym and I hang out with the kids before they go to sleep.
That's
and then
awesome.
typically like 7, 8 o'clock, I do some reading. I kind of like look over my day, look at what was a good thing, what were some failures, what can I do differently tomorrow, and then call it a day.
That's crazy. So how do you feel like because you're a father and you're a husband, how do you balance like your personal life and like giving the attention that your family deserves, but also giving the attention your business needs? Like, how do you do that?
That's really hard.
Because I find it extremely difficult. I don't have a family or anything like that. Like I'm single, right? But I also find that it's very hard to balance, like even just social life, friends, family, because I'm so busy and like wanting to commit so much time to the business. Yeah.
It's really hard, especially when you're just starting to get traction as a business owner.
Yeah.
But like for me, the non-negotiables are spending time with my kids and my wife. And so like after 5 o'clock, I typically try and shut it off completely.
No way.
I'll answer phone calls, like Nick will call me or Kevin will call me, but I try and keep them quick. And I tell them like, hey, I'm spending time with family. Let's make this as quick as possible.
Right.
But usually what ends up happening is I'm on the phone like at 8 o'clock because my wife goes to sleep pretty early. Like she loves to
her
watch
beauty sleep.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So like I'll call Nick at like 8:30 and we'll run over the day and be like, okay, what did we accomplish today? And so, but some people like to call it like work-life balance.
Yeah.
I am different there of like, I don't want my family to be in my work.
I hear you. Okay. So have like a complete separation.
I want a complete separation. And because I think when you're doing that, you're not really focused on either thing.
Right.
So like if I'm thinking about business while I'm hanging out with my kids, I'm not giving my full attention. I'm not present with them. You know what I mean? And they can tell, like even my 2-year-old can tell, like he kind of jokes like dad working, like he knows, you know? And so I try and separate as much as possible, but it's easier said than done.
100%. Yeah, I think it's always like a constant thing to be worked at every single day.
Yeah.
And to find that balance, and everybody kind of has their own way of like going about it. Yeah. And everything like that. So yeah, that's...
And it really helps. I will say this, it really helps to have a partner. So like Nick and I have different schedules, and when he hangs out with his family is different than when I hang out with mine. So like we kind of cover for each other.
Right.
Like, hey, Nick, I'm going to go to the park with the kids. Can you handle this?
Yeah.
And he does. And then when it's his time, I handle what I need to handle. So that really helps.
Well, I guess it's also like so important to have that communication and that relationship with your partner, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Tina, I want to give you this time to say any last closing remarks to our viewers. We are live on the Facebook page, and we're also going to be posting this like on the YouTube, but any last remarks to any of our viewers that are watching you today?
Last remarks.
Closing remarks, anything that you want to close out with?
Yeah, I think I just want to show people that it's possible.
Yeah.
And I think my biggest superpower is that I'm relentless.
Yeah.
And like, I really don't believe that, yes, there are some people that are more talented than others. They're going to be natural at sales and stuff like that. But I truly believe if you work hard enough and you do it consistently enough and you do it long enough, you will win.
Right.
And so like, if you need support, reach out to the Dispo Sharks, reach out to the Wholesale Sharks, reach out to people that are doing deals and just keep going. Like it's there. It's possible for anybody.
Yeah.
And I just encourage you guys to take action. One thing I will say, and this is going to be controversial, but like I see some people that are at the same events over and over and over. And I love them. God bless their soul for going there and networking.
Yeah.
But they're not taking the action.
It's the truth though, word.
Andrew Frisella calls it success zombies. Like they go to every event and they're front row at every event, but they don't do the work.
Yeah.
Go do the work. Go fail. Go create problems. And let's just say you don't have a seller, you have a seller that you can't close.
Yeah.
Call Ramon. Like go create a problem where somebody can solve it and then you guys can make money together, because you can only learn so much information until you have to do the work.
Right. Like utilize it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing, is just go do it. Go fail.
100%. I think that you said it perfectly. And you're a huge inspiration to me. I don't know if you know this. I don't even think I've told you, but when I first started in the real estate space, you were one of the first people that I reached out to ask for a little bit of advice or like just a little bit more knowledge in real estate. So it's really cool to see your journey and all the success that you have and how incredible of like a father you are while still accomplishing so much in the real estate space. So it's awesome. Yeah, I think you're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course. I also want to ask, where can our viewers reach you? What's your Instagram? Anything that they can reach out to you on?
So like across all platforms, I'm just simple Tino Luna.
Nice.
So Instagram, I don't really use anything other than Instagram and Facebook. So just Tino Luna, reach out, shoot me a DM. I'm always open.
You don't have a TikTok?
I do have a TikTok, but I don't ever post. So like I do the reels on Instagram and stuff, but I never repost them to TikTok. And
I heard you get fined for that, by the way.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
that.
like a new thing. Yeah. If you post like a TikTok and you post it like on Instagram or vice versa, you'll get like fined.
Oh, then I don't do that.
Yeah.
No, Nick's been getting on me about getting on TikTok, but
yeah,
I need to maybe focus on that a little bit more.
Awesome, guys. Well, you heard it. You can find him at Tino Luna on Instagram and Facebook. Tino, again, it's been awesome having you on set. And guys, we post and have these shows to provide knowledge and education for our community. If you do need any help in the real estate space, please reach out to us, Dispo Sharks. My name is Annette. I'm the relationship manager here, and catch us in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.